the rematch that everybody wants to see, the New York Liberty versus the Las Vegas Aces. Now, again, a little bit more context to what I was saying earlier about the Liberty and the Aces. The Aces, they were known as a super team in the WNBA. And for the 2023 season, the New York Liberty, they wanted to create a super team to sort of compete with the Las Vegas Aces. For the most part, the Aces they feature a lot of homegrown talent, right? Asia Wilson was drafted with the Aces. Chelsea Gray was not Chelsea Gray. Kelsey Plum was drafted to the Aces. Jackie Young was drafted to the Aces. Chelsea Gray actually came from the LA Sparks, and then as a free agent signed with the Aces. But their core of Asia, Jackie, Kelsey, they've always been with the Las Vegas Aces, or the San Antonio Stars before they moved to Vegas. But the New York Liberty is slightly different. We started to see success. We started to see the Las Vegas Aces play really, really well. They when they got Chelsea Gray, I thought that was really the spark for them to really get them in a higher gear, I would say. And then they were seen as a super team in 2022. They won the WNBA championship. Then in that offseason, it was like, okay, what can teams do to compete with the Las Vegas Aces? And the Liberty was like, yep, we got something. So we saw Brianna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, and Courtney Vandersloot all assemble in New York and pair up with Sabrina Ionescu and Benijah Laney Hamilton, two players who were already there in New York. And it was sort of a battle, like the battle of the super teams that happened in 2023. Ultimately, we saw what resulted in that. The championship was won by the Aces. And the New York Liberty sort of retooled, improved their bench. Some of the existing players, they improved in their skill, and they also brought in some as well. So that's a thing. And the Aces are largely the same. They do have some new pieces, but largely the same as they were last year as a program. So that's sort of general background of where we are right now. And for the series, again, it is best of 5. First 2 games are happening in New York. Games 3 and Game 4 are happening in Vegas, and Game 5, should there be a Game 5, is going to happen in New York. Okay, so for Game 1, that game is actually tomorrow. So tomorrow, Sunday, September the 29th. The game is at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central Time on ABC. All right, so this will be the only game as of right now that's going to be on ABC for the semifinals. All right. Then Game 2 would be on Tuesday. Game 3 will be on Friday. And Game 4 and Game 5, if they happen, will be on next Sunday and then the following Tuesday. All right. MMAP says, if Gray go into point guard mode, Aces in 4 or 5. Okay. I like the predictions. Okay. But first, before we get into the predictions, who are the New York Liberty? So the New York Liberty is a exceptionally good team. This team has had the best record in the WNBA this year with a record of 32-8 for the regular season. This Liberty team is a very, very tough team to go through. The reason why is because they have an excellent starting 5, and they have a really, really good bench that they can actively rely on. And it's to a point where I really do think that this is the best bench in the WNBA. A case in point in that is if you all saw that the first series, the first round in the playoffs, you saw that Leonie Fiebich got the starting nod instead of Courtney Vandersloot. And Courtney Vandersloot came off the bench. Leonie Fiebich started. In Game 1, Leonie Fiebich went off, scoring over 20 points. You have a player like a Kayla Thornton who can go off especially from the 3-point. She has those sort of spot up corner threes that she can do. You have Niara Sabli, who can come in and give some really, really, really good minutes down the stretch. Will she score a lot of points? Probably not, but she plays some solid defense, and she ultimately is a really good role player. There's other players on the New York Liberty who are really, really good. And also, now that you have, you're likely to have Courtney Vandersloot coming off the bench again for the series, it allows there to be like a real floor general for the New York Liberty coming off the bench as well. So lots of huge advantages for this New York Liberty team. They just top to bottom, they're fantastic. Again, starting lineup will likely be Sabrina Ionescu as the point guard. Sabrina Ionescu, she had a fantastic first round of the WNBA playoffs. She continues to be a player that she continues to impress me. She continues to impress me and continues to be a player that you got to look out for. You have to look out for Sabrina Ionescu, especially when she at home, because that girl be feeling it, and you better watch out. And also, you better watch out as Spike Lee comes. Because that last game against the Atlanta Dream, Spike Lee was in attendance, and Sabrina Ionescu went off. Okay, so I'm just saying, if Spike Lee is there, I think we might see Sabrina do her thing. She had 36 points in that game against the Atlanta Dream on this past Tuesday. She had 9 assists. She shot 52% from the field. She was just cooking, straight up cooking, and there was nothing that the Atlanta Dream could do about it. Not only could Sabrina Ionescu cook, you got Brianna Stewart, the former WNBA MVP. You also have another former WNBA MVP in Jonquel Jones. If Jonquel Jones gets a double-double, it makes it that much harder to beat this New York Liberty team. If she gets a double-double, it's a lot tougher. You got Benigilani Hamilton, who is a fantastic defender. And also is a player who can just get buckets when she needs to. She doesn't play out of her pocket. She stays in her lane and does what she needs to do. Now you have Leonie Febich in the starting lineup, who is a bigger body that could be very useful on defense. And also on offense, she can hit shots. All right, and she can get hot. And it's a cool sight to see when Leonie Febich is draining threes, right? And this is not a new thing for her because she has a lot of experience overseas. Another thing to note is that this team has still not won a WNBA championship. This is the only inaugural team that is still in existence that has still not won a WNBA championship. Will this be the year? They're hoping so. Will this be the year? They are really, really hoping so. So next up, who are they going against? They're going against the Las Vegas Aces. This is a team that has won two back-to-back WNBA championships. This is the team that has currently the unanimous MVP on it. This team is really, really good. But the mighty have cooled. They had a record this year of 27-13, which definitely not as good as it was last year, but they're in the playoffs and they are, it's 0-0 when you get to the semifinals. And so the regular season doesn't matter anymore. And it's about seeing what can they do going forward. This is a team that is surging at the right time. If you all have seen the way that this team has been playing over the last couple of games, especially in the playoffs, guys, we saw the return of a couple of players. The thing that I love the most about watching the Aces play in that first round against the Seattle Storm was the play of the point guard. the play of the point guard. Her name is Chelsea Gray. Guys, Chelsea Gray was flat out fantastic in my opinion in game 1 and in game 2. The reason why is because, when we talk about Chelsea Gray, it's not about the points she scores, to me, at least. Yes, Chelsea Gray can get cooking and score a lot of points. However, it's about how she facilitates for her team. It's about how she creates opportunities for them, and how impactful that is on the team as a whole. In game 1 against the Seattle Storm, Chelsea Gray was when she was whipping them passes. She was whipping them passes. She was celebrating after she scored. She was back in her bag. She was back in that sort of like Finals MVP Chelsea Gray mode. That's what Chelsea Gray was doing. Okay, in that game 1 against the Seattle Storm, she had 16 points, 7 assists. She stepped up her assist game in game 2, 9 assists, 12 points. She absolutely did her thing, and it wasn't just Chelsea Gray. It wasn't just Chelsea Gray who was doing her thing. It was Kelsey Plum as well. Kelsey Plum, she did sort of struggle in game 1, but in game 2, she was able to heat up. She was able to heat up and score a boatload of points. She had 29 points in that game 2 game. Of course, A'ja Wilson. She's going to get in her mid-range bag. She's going to hit shots. She's going to sort of do her thing. You also have Tiffany Hayes, who continues to be a really good bright spot off the bench for this Las Vegas Aces team. In my opinion, Tiff Hayes was the most critical player on the floor for the Las Vegas Aces, especially sort of, at various times during this year. Tiffany Hayes has been huge, especially when we look at game 1. When we look at game 1, that could have been a game that the Seattle Storm could have won. One, they did fall asleep in the fourth quarter, but also Tiffany Hayes kept this Las Vegas Aces team afloat. And yes, Chelsea was doing her thing, and yes, A'ja Wilson did her thing as well. But it was the efficiency of Tiffany Hayes it was her defensive intensity and it was her offensive efficiency that was able to sort of get this team the win in game 1 against the Seattle Storm. The guards are making stuff happen. Asia's being A'ja, and when that's happening, it's hard. It's hard to make some noise against the Las Vegas Aces team because they have a fantastic coach. They run really, really good schemes, and ultimately, when Chelsea, Kelsey, A'ja, now Tiff Hayes, and Jackie Young start cooking, oh, you better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. Yes, this team does not have much of a bench. Beyond Tiffany Hayes, it just, the bench is pretty non-existent. You have Megan Gustafson, but you have Megan Gustafson, you have Alicia Clark, you got Sid Colson who plays sometimes, but for the most part, it's all about Tiff Hayes for the Las Vegas Aces coming off the bench. Now, let's talk about this year. This New York Liberty team has played the Las Vegas Aces 3 times, and they have swept all 3 games. A thing to note is that A'ja Wilson wasn't available in one of those games, and also, remember that Chelsea Gray had an injury for the first half of the season, almost the first half of the season. We saw the New York Liberty sort of somewhat easily take down the Las Vegas Aces team. And, yes, the regular season doesn't mean anything. Yes, it's all over, and now it's 0-0. But still, there is stuff that we can take from the first 3 games, which is Jonquel Jones working down low, which is Sabrina Ionescu starting to cook, which is Brianna Stewart starting to cook as well. It's a tough recipe for the Las Vegas Aces to deal with the gauntlet that is the starting 5 of the New York Liberty, as well as the bench players who can come in and make some noise as well. All right. So let's get to keys to the game. Let's get to keys to the game. So for the Liberty to take the series, you got to stay home on defense. Stay home on defense. The tough part about the Las Vegas Aces team is that they have shooters. Everybody besides Kia Stokes in that starting lineup is a shooter. Okay? How can you stay home on defense and don't get caught watching and have your man end up with a wide open shot? Can you do that? I think that's a huge key, and I think the fact that that they're going to be likely starting Leonie Fibich as the in the starting lineup instead of Courtney Vandersloot, I think that's going to allow them to stay home on defense a lot more because Leonie is a better defender than Courtney Vandersloot. Number 2, Sabrina needs to continue to shine. When the Liberty play well, yes, Jonquel Jones gets a double-double. Yes, Stewie is very, very active in the game. But it all, in my opinion, really does start with Sabrina Ionescu. She has evolved as a player. She has gotten a lot better on both the offensive and defensive end. And if she can continue to do what she did in Game 2 of the first round, where she is actively looking to score while also actively getting her teammates involved, it's a recipe for success. If she can get anywhere around that 8 assists, 9 assists, 10 assists range, as well as getting around 20 something points, it's going to be a good day for the New York Liberty. And again, number 3, light it up from the 3. This is a New York Liberty team that can hit threes. Everybody can hit threes. Jonquel can hit threes. Brianna Stewart can hit threes. Benangelini Hamilton can hit threes. Leonie Fibich, Sabrina Ionescu, Courtney Vandersloot, Kayla Thornton. This team can hit threes, so y'all need to hit threes because not only can you hit threes, the Aces can hit threes. And so you need to make sure that you are staying in this by knocking it down from the 3. And also, take care of the ball. The Liberty, in my opinion, is the better team in this situation. But just because you're the better team does not mean that you're going to get the win. You have to be able to limit turnovers and not allow the Aces to get extra possessions. Stay level-headed. Play Liberty basketball. Don't get sped up too much because then you're going to get in trouble. Then if you speed up too much, they're going to turn you over and they're going to score on those turnovers. And then finally, if you can, limit A'ja. A'ja Wilson really is the key player for this Las Vegas Aces team. It's going to be hard for them to win if she doesn't play very, very well. If she doesn't play like her normal MVP self, this Aces team is going to struggle if they don't have if they don't have A'ja sort of doing her thing, they're going to struggle. And so for the Liberty, what you got to do is you need to send several people towards A'ja Wilson throughout the game. Because the thing is, the helpful part about the Aces is that you have Kia Stokes, who's likely going to be in the lineup. Kia Stokes is a player who you don't have to worry about that much. You really don't. She can shoot, but she doesn't really shoot. And so what you might seriously want to do is consider having, if you can, whoever's guarding Kia Stokes kind of hedging a bit, and sort of being ready to sort of limit A'ja. Now, the thing is, A'ja does what A'ja does. It's hard to stop that mid-range because it's just so automatic. It's hard to stop her when she really gets going down the lane. However, if you can get her in foul trouble, if you can, that's a way to slow her down. If she basically can't get in the game. Like, that's going to be a key part. Because, yes, Jackie can go off, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, but the key for the Liberty to stop is A'ja Wilson. Now, it's very hard to stop A'ja Wilson. Most teams have struggled to do it this year, but that is a key. That is absolutely a key for the Liberty to win the series. For the Las Vegas Aces, a key to win the series is, number one, stay out of foul trouble. Stay out of foul trouble, because unlike the New York Liberty, this team, the Las Vegas Aces, they don't have a deep bench. They don't have a deep bench. And so if they get in foul trouble, they're kind of screwed. Yes, you have Alicia Clark. Yes, you have Tiffany Hayes. But beyond that, Sydney Colson's probably, I would say play Sydney Colson, but we'll see ultimately what Becky Hammond decides to do. But like, this team has to stay out of foul trouble, because you need your starting five on the court as much as possible. Of course, swapping out Kia Stokes for other players as the game goes on. A'ja Wilson needs to she needs her mid range to fall. Now, again, A'ja Wilson, her mid range is pretty automatic, but sometimes she does struggle with that. Now with this New York Liberty team, Jonquel Jones, she about to be in that paint, and she about to try to make sure that A'ja Wilson ain't gonna be able to get nothing like right at the basket. A'ja, once she starts off with her mid range jumper, she can then start to make stuff happen as we sort of move on. And so A'ja Wilson, mid range, once that starts cooking, yeah, it's looking a whole lot better for the Las Vegas Aces. Kevin says Gustafson question mark. So the thing about Megan Gustafson is a really good player. I like her a lot. She has had times this season where she looked really good for the Aces. However, I don't think that Becky Hammond will actually give Megan Gustafson minutes unless she has to. So unless someone gets in foul trouble, or mainly unless A'ja and Kia Stokes get in foul trouble, and you need Alicia Clark is probably going to come in for one of those players if they get in foul trouble. Megan Gustafson, I don't think she'll play that much. I really don't. I think she'll probably be around that sort of 4-minute to 6-minute range of minutes, unless someone gets in foul trouble, because she's not going to get minutes. Same thing for Sydney Colson. Sydney Colson, I like her. I think she is a good defender as well. She's not going to get that many minutes. The minutes for the bench players for the Las Vegas Aces, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but in my opinion, the minutes are going number one to Tiffany Hayes for any of the guards, and then it's going to Alicia Clark, because Alicia Clark can be in the post if she needs to. She can play that 4 if she needs to. She can also come in for a guard player as well. So Alicia Clark and Tiffany Hayes are going to be the players that are going to be actually playing. It's going to be a 7-man rotation for the most part, in my opinion, unless other players get in foul trouble. Alicia Clark, you can count on her for a really, really good defense. She also can score if she needs to. Tiff Hayes, yeah, she's scoring. She's looking to score. She's also looking to play some defense and turn the other team over. But those two are the players who, in my opinion, will actually play. Everybody else may get 4 to 6 minutes, but they're not likely going to play. Chelsea Gray needs to stay hot. We saw her really get in her bag in the first round, and I am looking forward to continuing to see Chelsea Gray do her thing and then do her little antics afterwards. Whether that's whatever that is, like y'all have seen it. I wish I would have made a highlight reel of like some of the antics that Chelsea Gray does after she throws a great pass or hits a big shot. Some of the antics she does, but if she's able to get in her bag early, it just is that much tougher for the New York Liberty to beat them. And if necessary, the bench needs to be ready. As I said, I anticipate a 7-man rotation for the Las Vegas Aces. However, you never know what can happen. You never know if injuries can happen. You never know about foul trouble. And so bench players got to be ready. Sydney Colson, she stays ready. She's good. I think when she comes in, she needs to play tough defense for, even if she gets in 3 minutes. Tough defense while she's out there, which she seems to always do. Megan Gustafson, if she gets out there, she has to make sure hey, you got to shoot. You got to shoot, Megan. The difference between you and Kia Stokes offensively is that you actively look for your shot. So look for your shot, girl, when you get in and drain that thing so you can have Becky Hammond put you in more. So I'm just saying. Likely, Kate Martin and Queen Egbo will not play at all, but they still got to be ready because you never quite know. You never quite know. And in terms of my prediction, I do have the Liberty winning this in 5. I do think that this is going to go down to the wire. I anticipate the Liberty winning both of their home games and the Las Vegas Aces winning both of their home games, and it will actually go to a 5th game in New York, and New York will take it. That's my opinion, but I do want to hear what y'all have to say in the comments. Let me know what y'all have to say about that. All right. Let's go to a super chat. Thank you so much, Man Down Sports, for the super chat. Says, Quita, will you accept an invite to discuss WNBA on my show? Email me. Email me. I don't want to accept the invitation just through YouTube. Let me check out your channel. Email me and we'll talk. Okay. But thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. For the most part, I'm pretty down to talk WNBA or whatever. Basically, I can talk WNBA anytime. But yeah, email me, and if you have emailed me, I'll check I don't check my email necessarily every day, and so I'll find it if you have already emailed me. But if you haven't, email me. Thank you. The email is in the description. But thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Mandel says I emailed you last night. I have not checked my email, so I will check it. Either tonight or tomorrow, and I'll get back to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Rosalinda says, "Oh wow, I didn't realize this would be the best of 5." Yeah, this is best of 5. The semifinals and the finals are best of 5. I do think it's going to go to all 5 games. I really do. And I think that the home team will win every single game. And because the New York Liberty is the higher seed, I think it's ultimately going to be finished out in New York. But guys, what do y'all think? Do y'all think the Aces are going to win? What do y'all think? KA says Aces in 4. Okay. Aces in 4. All right. Jethro says strong predictions. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see. And I'm absolutely fine with being wrong. But this is just what I believe is going to happen. We'll see. We'll see ultimately what happens. When the series actually starts tomorrow. So guys, get ready. Because tomorrow is going to be awesome. Con Lanny says, they say a WNBA playoff series does not begin until the road team wins a game. Well, Con Lanny, I think, we'll get to the next series because I think that's when we'll have a road team win. So yeah. What y'all got? Liberty in 5. Y'all got Aces in 4. What y'all got? Aces in 5. What y'all got? Art says Liberty in game 5. Okay. FM says Aces in 5. AT says Aces in 3. Okay. Aces in 3. Wow. Okay. That is very ambitious, AT. Very, very. If that happens, man, that's going to be wild. That's going to be so embarrassing. I tell you this. That's going to be so embarrassing if the Aces win in 3. So embarrassing for the Liberty. Michaela says, is Liberty in 3, Quita? Okay. Okay. Liberty in 3. Rena says Gray skipping up and down the court won't do it. Excited New York sweep. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all saying y'all saying some of y'all saying some sweeps. Okay. I like it. I like the strong predictions. B says Aces in 4. 4. Not 4. 4. Art Dog can't call it. JP says Liberty in 5. Okay. AG says got the woman who won MVP in the Olympics. Yeah, well. And she also won MVP in the WNBA too. Asia Wilson is Asia Wilson. BB says the pressure's on the Liberty. It is. The pressure is on the Liberty. It is on the Liberty for sure. For sure. All right, guys. We got some of y'all predictions. Okay. Okay. So after that, we'll see what happens. We'll see if some of y'all are right. We'll see if I'm right. Who knows? We'll ultimately see what happens.